all your mean, mean pride.
Does anybody here remember Tom Sawyer? Do you know? Well, I remember him too. And Holden Caulfield. You remember him? Yeah, they were interesting people, weren't they? Of course, they are characters in novels. A novel by Mark Twain and a novel by J.D. Salinger. But chances are you instantly recognize those names when I mentioned them. And they even elicited some sort of an emotional response in you. Because chances are you really enjoyed reading those novels. Or you really hated reading them, I don't know. And you had to read them for literature class or whatever. Still, they will evoke some sort of an emotional response. Tom Sawyer and Holden Caulfield have influenced an awful lot of people, really. So ask yourself the question then. Are these people real? Is Tom Sawyer real? Chances are you might dismiss that question with a facetious answer. For example, you say, well, surely they never physically existed. So how can they possibly be real? But ask yourself the following question. Is a thought real? Is the theory of evolution, for example, a real theory? Is fascism real? Of course it is. Even though there's nothing physical that represents such things. They are not physical entities. They are not things. They are ideas. They are thoughts. They are complex ideas, memeplexes, for want of a better word. And so, of course, is Tom Sawyer. He is a complex idea, personified in a novel. And as such, he is perfectly real. In actual fact, look at some criterion for whether something is real or not. For example, the sort of influence it has exerted on people. I would argue that Tom Sawyer, fictional character as he may be, has exerted more influence on more people than many a person, an actual physical real person, who lives their life as an anonymous nobody. No offense. So, in that sense, Tom Sawyer is most definitely real. So is Holden Caulfield. Look at, for example, the bullets that hit Ronald Reagan and, of course, John Lennon. They were very physically real, but they were inspired by Holden Caulfield, by the character in the novel The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. A fictional character. But the results of that fictional character, the influence it has exerted on the people who committed those acts, was very, very real indeed. So I think it is perfectly reasonable to say that Tom Sawyer, in that sense, is real. He is real as a character in a novel. He has a real influence as such on people. Now let's take that argument one little bit further and apply it to another fictional character, namely God. So, according to that same sort of argument, God, of course, is real. It is very, very real. As a mental concept, a mental construct, it has more influence on more people than many real objects have. Real physical objects. So I would argue that God, of course, is real. But it is real in the same sort of sense as Tom Sawyer would be real, or Holden Caulfield would be real.